being a student can actually be pretty difficult. And, trying to keep up with all your deadlines and your assignments and your exams, and also trying to still have a social life. And, you're probably working because you have to pay for school, right? So it can actually be challenging to actually keep your GPA high. And because I'm going to my fourth year of university, I've had a lot of experience, a lot of trial and errors, and I know what actually keeps me motivated and what actually keeps me productive, and then what actually impacts and affects my motivation. So I've actually advised 7 important things I think every student needs in order to succeed in school. So let's get into that video. All right, my name is Cameron Hourtovenko. If you guys don't know, I'm a fourth year biomed student studying at Laurentian University. And like I said, I've had a lot of university experience, right? So I've actually figured out some very important things I think every student needs in order to stay motivated, stay successful, keep your GPA up, and just overall have a better university life. So the first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a laptop. There's that typical debate like, should you have a laptop or an iPad, type notes, handwritten notes. And if you asked me prior to COVID, I probably would have said the iPad, because I grew up handwriting notes, and in grade 12 I got my iPad and I started handwriting notes on that, and it was a wonder. I loved it, right? But the situation with COVID and online school definitely changed my opinion. And the main reason is this. During COVID, we had to do a lot of our assignments. Everything was uploaded through the school website, all your assignments, you got all your notes through that, you got all your PowerPoints through that, and your exams are actually online as well. And we used to have these lockdown exams, which is pretty much a program that would shut down every other aspect of your device except that exam, so that there's no way you could cheat. And I specifically remember doing that on my iPad 1 exam, and my iPad froze during the exam. And I had to actually rush and grab my laptop, plug it in, and open that up as fast as I could so I didn't lose a lot of time so I could finish my exam. And if you guys watched my What's in My Bag video, I have a 2019 iPad Pro. It's a pretty powerful device, right? But for this system, for the exam, it just wasn't powerful enough. So if you have nothing, you don't have a laptop, you don't have an iPad, you're going right into school and you want something, I recommend a laptop. It is just more reliable, it's more secure, and you're less likely to have issues like that. But if you have an old laptop and you're just wondering, do I upgrade to a new laptop or do I get an iPad, and your laptop's working okay, then get an iPad. If you love handwriting notes, get an iPad. And you know what? If you guys are PC users, they have laptops there that you can write notes on, that give you a stylus that you can write on. That would be something I'd recommend for sure if you guys love PC, because not only do you have the comfortability of a laptop and the confidence that it's not going to crash and it has the power, but also you can handwrite your notes and everything is just how you want it. So definitely, I think, again, I love both and they're both awesome, but if you don't have any and you have to get one thing, I recommend a laptop. It is just more safe for today's society. All right, the second thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need some type of organizer and planner, right? Quite often you have about 5 classes, assignments and midterms and finals and all those classes, plus you have extracurricular activities, and you probably have work. And it could actually be very mentally exhausting to keep it all organized in your head. So you need some type of calendar organizer so that you can throw everything on there and you don't have to worry day in, day out about what you have to do, because you just have to look on that calendar. All right, because I'm a Mac user, I like to use a typical calendar. Again, because I have an iPad, I have my iPhone, I have my computer, it just makes sense to keep everything organized on this. It's a simple program, it's nice, and in here I actually like to kind of time slot what I want to do each day. So I have all my classes here, and then for my classes I have the locations, as you can see here. This one is in the science wing, room S509. I have the teacher and I have the course code. This just keeps everything organized. Again, as you see, I also have when my midterms are. I can shift over to the next week. All right, so this is my reading week. So I did my best to time slot everything. I don't time slot every single minute because things kind of happen. Things take a little bit longer than expected. So you're never going to be specifically perfect, and I don't want to be constantly stressed about being perfect. But I like to do a general time slotting so that I know what I should be doing roughly within each time. And I also recommend something additional to the calendar. So you have a lot of assignments, and especially during finals week, a lot of deadlines come up very quickly, and you tend to have a lot within each week. And the only thing I don't like about just the calendar is that, you see this week and then you go to the next week, it's Sunday. Oh crap, I have 2 midterms. I have my research training. It could be surprising and come all at once, and then you're very stressed to finish everything very quickly. So in order to be a successful university student, you need to actually start things very early. You need to be able to organize the time, which normally in the beginning of the semester, you do have a lot more time. You need to know what you can do so you can start working on it so that when you get to this point, you don't have a whole bunch of things to do. You know, you probably have things already completed, or there's things that you're half done and you only have to complete the last half. So for this, I think you need some type of to-do list. So here's the reminders program. I'll open this up. I don't use this too often. I like to use this just for a day-to-day thing, but I think it's very important that you write down everything that you have in the beginning of the semester. So first day of class, you get your assignment schedule, right? And you know that like you have like a biology assignment here, and then you have like a biology lab exam here, and then like a biology presentation there, right? And then what you can actually do is you can add a date, right? So this one I can do this weekend. This date I can do custom, and I'll do like the 29th. Let's say for my biology presentation, I'll do like the 31st. And then you can actually have another organization. So this is for chemistry. I'm gonna write like chemistry exam. And then again, you could put like a date. Like I can do like September 14th or something, right? So this allows you to keep organized. So now you know what you have to do for each class. You know when it's due, and this way you can start working on things early. So reminders is very good. You don't have to use reminders. If you guys are PC users, you can actually use Google Calendar. You can use the traditional to-do list. Like there's many ways you can actually do it. This is just how I do it on Mac, and I think it's a pretty decent example of how you should be able to do it. But I actually like to use a program a little more complicated. So I don't use this specific thing for writing down every single assignment that I have due. I use a thing called Notion. Notion is a wonderful program. I'll actually make a video in the future, but this is where I keep pretty much everything organized. So this is like my get things done list. I have my energy investment portfolio. I got my thesis information. You know, if I go into these pages, I have like different sources and whatnot. My key holder duties at Marks, and then my YouTube stuff, right? So this is where I keep everything organized. You know, Notion, you could do a lot of things, and this is one of the things you could do. So I create this inbox, right? In this inbox, I can add a new task. So let's say I'll write my biology presentation, right? And then I click a date, just like I did on, you know, the reminders. Let's say I'll do the 30th. And then related projects, it's linked to a bunch of projects that I set up. So this is, I did biology, but I'll just put human sexuality, right? Boom. As soon as I do it, it disappears, dissipates, and it instantly goes into my human sexuality section. This is here, and it gives me the date. It's all organized by date, right? So every time you add something new, and if it's earlier, it's going to go up there. And let me actually quickly change it to the 31st. So the 31st, it stays here. It's fine. Now I'll have these giant lists. What I always do, I have these giant lists of everything for each class so that I can just check things off. But if my thing that's due is within a week, then it automatically pops up to due soon. So every time I go into here, I see due soon. These are things that have to get done ASAP because they're due in less than 7 days. So it's very important, but it's cool. Once I finish it, I just click this done check mark. Boom. Disappears. It disappears from my human sexuality. And I just have it go in this completed task. This is not mandatory, but I just have this so I know that I finished it in case I'm curious and I wonder if I finished it or not. So this all goes here. This is how I keep it organized. Again, this is a little bit more complex. I'll actually link a video in the description that explains how to set this up if you guys like this and you like to use Notion. But this is just, it's been a lifesaver because it's a little more automatic. With reminders, I have to click everything, go here, 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 and then I have to physically go in and see when things are due. But just in Notion, it just automatically pops up. It goes where it needs to go. It tells me when things are due. It's more simple, so that's what I love. And again, you don't have to use something this complex, but you got to use something to keep organized because let me tell you, it has been a game changer. It reduces stress and you get things done a lot quicker, and there's no surprise exams or assignments that come out of nowhere. So definitely this is the go-to. All right, the third thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a consistent study spot. You need a place where every time you sit down here, not only is it quiet, but when you sit down here, it means work. You are pairing this area, this desk, this building, this room, whatever it is, you're pairing it with studying. And this is so beneficial because when you get here and you sit down and it's primed for you to study, you are more likely to get into the study mode and you're more likely to stay motivated. So it's very important. And frankly, I recommend this not be in your room. And I know sometimes, you're living on campus and you have your dorm desk, or, you're living in your home, but, there's a lot of people in the house and your room's the only quiet place. I get it. But if you can find a study spot in a library or in a different building or something, it's so recommended, because when your desk is in your room, not only is your room primed with studying, it's also primed with sleeping. And that also means when you're trying to study, you're going to be tired. You're not going to be as motivated. But when you try to sleep, you're not going to be as tired. You're going to stay more awake. So it makes things a little more complicated. So I recommend, if possible, you have this study spot outside of your room. That's why I have my desk actually upstairs. During COVID, I had my desk in my room, and it was a whole hassle. It's part of the reason why my GPA dropped. But ever since I moved my desk upstairs, it has been a game changer. So you're going to need a consistent study spot, someplace that this is where you study every time and it's distraction free. And the fourth thing you're going to need is you're going to need a consistent sleep schedule. I don't care whether you like to stay up all night and sleep during the day, or you like to go to bed early, wake up early, whatever. It has to be consistent, and it's so important for a few reasons. One, if you're going to create a consistent sleep schedule, I almost guarantee you're going to make it at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So just inherently, you're more likely to get the proper amount of sleep you need, instead of just like going to bed whenever and waking up whenever. Two, because we have our phones on us all the time, sometimes it's hard to fall asleep. And trust me, it's even harder to wake up. But if you have a consistent sleep schedule, when you get around close to that bedtime, let's say an hour before your bedtime, after doing it for so long, you will start to get tired. You will naturally get tired and you'll naturally get sleepy. So then falling asleep will happen easier. You'll just quickly get into bed. You'll be out like that, no problem. But then when you wake up, you're going to wake up easier. You're going to be less grumpy in the morning. You're going to get more energy quickly in the morning. You won't need as much coffee in the morning, and it will be a game changer. So having a consistent sleep schedule, not only is it going to improve your brain function, but it's also going to improve your energy levels. It's going to improve your strength and your activity. It affects every single part of your life. You're going to be less angry. You're going to be less upset. You're actually going to enjoy university, and you'll probably enjoy hanging out with your friends more when you do. So very important to have a consistent sleep schedule. I know university students are really bad for sleep schedules. Trust me, I was too. You go to bed at 2 a.m., you try to wake up at let's say 8 p.m. and you get like 4 hours of sleep. And it's just exhausting. And it's partially why university students are almost like addicted to caffeine, because they don't sleep enough, right? Ever since I started sleeping, my consistent just over 7 hours, I don't need caffeine anymore. Every once in a while I will, but generally I don't have to consume caffeine anymore, because I'm actually getting enough sleep that my body actually needs. So you guys need to make sure that you guys actually have a consistent sleep schedule. All right, the fifth thing you need is you need a water bottle. I think it's pretty well known that as society, we don't drink enough water. Humans are very dehydrated, and that affects every single one of your biological symptoms. Not only is dehydration going to affect your sleep, right? It's going to affect your energy levels. It's going to affect your musculoskeletal system. It's going to affect your brain function. It's going to affect your memory consolidation and your memory retrieval. It's going to affect your motivation. And ultimately, it's going to affect how well you succeed in school. If you're drinking, let's say 2 liters of water every day, all that is going to change. You're going to be more motivated, less tired, more energy. You're just going to feel better overall. And if you have a water bottle with you, you're more likely to drink from it, right? So it's very important to have a water bottle with you consistently, so that you start drinking more, so that every aspect of your life starts to improve and you just start feeling better overall. So definitely very important to have your own water bottle. All right, the sixth thing you're going to need is you're going to need an accountability partner. Someone who will motivate you, get you out of bed, and actually get you into the library studying. Trust me, it is really hard to motivate yourself. I think you guys all agree. I think every student's gone through a period where you're just exhausted, you're just tired, you don't feel like studying. And as someone who's been training for a marathon, it's gruesome. Forcing yourself out of bed, tying up your shoes at 5 a.m. just to go for a run. It's difficult. It is challenging, but it's easier if you have someone motivating you and pushing you to do what you have your mind set on. So this person doesn't have to be in the same program. It is beneficial though, but as long as they are motivating and as long as they are determined to actually study and put in the work. This person cannot just be some random friend who's also unmotivated, lazy. It has to be someone who's actually motivated, someone who actually is willing to put in the work, someone who will make you a better student, and then at times you will make them a better student as well. And if this person's in your same program and taking the same classes, they can actually motivate you even more by a little bit of healthy competition, you know, by trying to compete for the better grade and whatnot. So you definitely need some type of accountability partner. This has been a game changer for me, someone who will keep me accountable, and you can even have a little bit of competition to kind of see who's been more productive throughout the week. And trust me, if you get yourself accountability partner, you're going to hang around people who study more, you're going to be more motivated, you're actually going to get more studying done, and you're just going to do better in school overall. So it's definitely very important. All right, so the last one, number 7, you need weekly exercise. You know, scientists say about 150 minutes a week. That's just over 2 hours a week. That is plenty. Easily accessible throughout the week, but it is so important that you have some exercise. Again, it's going to improve your sleep, it's going to improve your memory, it's going to improve your overall happiness. Just overall, not only is it going to affect your biological health as you get older, it's also just going to affect how productive you are and how well you succeed in school. I feel like our society is having a better understanding of the importance of exercise, but I feel like there's still a lot of students who just don't care and don't exercise enough, and it's definitely important to do. It doesn't have to be working out the gym. It doesn't have to be going for a run. It just has to be some type of moderate intensity exercise, something that you enjoy actually. So if you like mountain biking, if you like skiing, if you like playing volleyball, playing basketball with your friends, those are so important, and they're good exercise, but they're actually fun and they're enjoyable. And it also allows you to get together with people and, you know, be social and whatnot. But just some form of exercise, and you will see a drastic improvement on not only a GPA, but just your overall satisfaction in life. All right, thanks for watching the video, guys. That was 7 important things that I think every student needs in order to be successful. There's a lot more I could go. I could probably do, you know, a 50-minute video on a whole bunch of things that students need. But I think this is the most important things. I think this is what I think a lot of students are probably lacking. And I think that if you implement this, you will not only see your GPA increase, not only see more productivity, but you'll also just be more satisfied with not only life, but also your university situation. So definitely important to add. Give it a go. Put in the comments below if you find these things actually benefited you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And if you like videos based off of productivity, pre-med journey, or even anything related to student success, then hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified when I post the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.